video to watch. So now, positioning of effects is easier once this layer grid is done. So what I can tell you from here is that um, the next thing I need to do from here is that come in. Let me do this. So is that if I need to start anything, I'll count. This is 20 height. From here to this line is 20. From here to this line is another 20. So every other thing you are seeing here is multiples of 20. So from here to here
Yes.
is 20. From here to here is 40. So if I want to start anything, I can start at 40. I can start at 20. That's what I can.
Yes.
That's what I need to decide myself. So in my own case, I started from 40. So I'll click on F to create a new frame, and that frame is called.
I'm sorry to hinder what you're saying, but I figured that the recordings, the audio does not come out well, as in it's not loud enough. It's always very, very low that I struggle to
Sorry,
hear.
I didn't
So
observe
I
that.
don't know
Because
if
I
there
don't
is
go back.
something you can do about that.
Sorry, okay, fine. Maybe because I don't go back
Okay.
to watch the video, I will check it back later, and then I'll think
Okay. Okay.
I'll go into adjust that. Don't worry. So sorry.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
All right. So moving forward, right. So the next thing I want to say, I want to do here is I want to start from wherever I want to start. So I can decide to start from
Okay.
20, or I can decide to start from 40. But then the reason why I'm starting from either of the two is because I'm trying to mind the status bar that holds network, other notifications icons on top of of someone's phone. I'm trying to
Yes.
find them. So I can say that let me allocate this 20 space for my status bar. However, I
Okay.
can even say let me allocate this 40 px for my status bar. And if 20 looks more and if 40 looks too big, I can come down here and change this to maybe 25. So I can say let me allocate 25 px for my status bar. So my status will be taking is 25 pixels, and I'm starting my design immediately after that 25 height. And how
Okay.
do I start? I need to first almost create this a row where all my content will sit inside. So I'll start by creating a row, by creating a frame to create a row. I'll click on that frame and then I'll drag it all the way. So if my frame obtain this section like this, that's another 25 coming. It's not balanced yet. If I zoom in, I can zoom in to see what I'm doing properly. Should there be a mistake I'm
Yes.
not seeing? I can see now that I haven't reached the top of this stroke, which is this one. So I can drag it down there. So that makes 25 height by 393. 393 is the entire width of our screen, of the
Yes.
iPhone 14 screen. Is the entire width of the iPhone 14 Pro screen. So I'm using the
Yes.
same entire screen width, but height of 25. I can even increase the height more to maybe 50. That's depending on the kind of content I want to put in there. But I think 25 is
Yeah.
fair enough. You understand?
Yes.
All right. So now the next thing is, all I just need to do is to start adding my content. Obviously, my content cannot start from this white section because that was the reason why I set my colon in the first place. I set my colon and I gave it a margin of 20 px. So that means that I'm also trying to mind the side of my user screen so that whatever information I'm adding, when the developers are developing the app, they won't cut information into the screen of a user.
Okay.
Exactly. So if that margin looks too big or too much, I can turn it to 10 px and I can increase the visibility of my colon so it can be visible so I can see it exactly, and that looks okay. That looks okay. So I can even make it 5 px. So it all depends on what you want. I can make it 10 px. I think so. 10 is fair enough. Even if I don't want to use 20, if 20 is too wider, and if you don't want to show gutter, that's the space in between them. If you don't want to show it at all, you can turn it to 0. So yes, here we have it. That's it, 0. So you just know you stop from here, you continue from there. You stop here, you continue from there. You stop here, you continue from there. So that's what it means. So but like I was saying, so this is my first section. So depending on what
Okay.
this section is doing is what I'm going to rename it as. If it's for navigation,
Yes.
I'll call it navigation. If it's for something else, I'll call it whatever, something that is associated to whatever it is doing. That's what I'm going to give it the name. And I like giving it color from the start, and that's because so I can be able to see whatever content I'm adding there. So I can give it this black color, my choice. I can give it another shade of color. It's my choice. It's my choice still. So something for me to know that there is something there, and then I can begin to add my content. So to add content, right, which you said you are not
Yes.
familiar with, you don't start from this section anymore because this 10px here is what you cut out for the screen. This 10px here is what you cut out for the screen. So you are starting from this line here. And in case you want to be able to set line, you want to set margin line to read it, just turn on your ruler and drag your ruler down to that part. Yeah, you are setting boundary of where to work. And drag your ruler there. So you know that from this blue point, from this red point to this red point, that is where your content is staying. So this
No, I think you didn't get me. These are not even my challenge.
okay.
My challenge is the layers, arrangement of layers.
The layer when you start adding content, right? Let's say I'm adding
Yeah,
let's say
I just wanted to show you understand what I
let me
am.
try to add this kind of complicated module because this is a module here. Module that has is a component or a module. You can call it a module, you can call it a component, or you can call it a card. It's a card that has image, text, call to actions in it, and then maybe an icon as well. So to do that, right, you start first with, let's say, this is my first section and I'm done. So if I want to have this 25 space, I can leave it. But if I don't want to, I can decide the space between this one and then the next content. So let's say I don't want to have any space. I can just draw my component size. So this can be any random size for now. Depending on the content that is going to fill it, that's what's going to make me expand it the more.
Yeah.
So it's any random size now, and it's okay like this. So I can give it color as well, so I can see what I'm doing. And just give it any color, so I can be able to see what I'm doing. Yeah. Now one thing you should observe, it went to wrap inside this navigation frame.
Yes.
So yes, this is one of the things that confuses people in layers. So you won't know that it is still there. Now I clicked out and I'm looking for it. Where is it? I created it now. Where is it? I can't find it. But because I'm not a beginner, I'll just come to the layer section and I can see that it's wrapping inside the navigation section frame. I'll just drag it out and then I'll be able to see it. And then I'll call this one card one. So for the card one here, and then I'll create another image because we need in that card, right, we need to have image. Let's say the image must not be bigger than this, depending on what is, sorry, control Z, that's not image. I'll create another frame and the image must not be bigger than that, depending on the kind of content that is going inside of it. So it mustn't be bigger than that. So yeah, this should do. I can zoom in if I'm not seeing anything clearly. I can zoom in to 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 confirm that I'm doing the right thing. Do you understand? It's always important
Yes.
to zoom in if you're not seeing anything clear enough. Alright, then I can change this color, and that is inside the navigation frame again, which is not supposed to be. It's supposed to be outside of inside this one, and that's white. Change it,
Inside the
change it from white to gray. So you might wonder why it kept going inside the navigation frame. And the reason being that is because whenever I want to do anything, I might have mistakenly selected this one to be active.
first.
So when it's active, when I'm drawing anything on the artboard, sorry, when it's active rather, when I'm drawing anything on the artboard, it goes inside of it. See? If it's active, if anything is active, when you draw anything or you type anything, it will go inside that thing. Do you
Okay.
get? So it's always important that before you draw, you select your move tool and click out first. You click out so that
Okay.
nothing is active, and then you draw. You then can draw whatever you want to draw. However, if you draw on something, if you draw on any object that is a frame, it will wrap
Yes.
inside that frame. You can see this one also wrap inside another frame.
Yes.
So you have to click out first, and then maybe draw somewhere that is empty, and then you need to position it properly. Do you understand?
Okay.
To position
Yeah.
properly. So now in this case, I want to adjust the space between this and this. So let me check that distance. That's 10. 10 is quite it's okay, but 10 is what I want. That's 11. So I'll just adjust it to be 10. So now it's 10 exactly. So the space between this and this is 10 px distance. You understand? It's 10 px
Yeah.
distance, and that's fair enough for me, or that's fine by me. However, if that is not what I want, I can move this down 10, 10 with 10, another additional 10. So that makes 70. So that means this place is 20 px space between them, 20 pixel space between it. All right, just using calculation in my head with this y
Okay.
axis. I know y axis is for coming down, y x axis is for going forward or backward.
Okay. Okay.
So now that is that about that. So there's anything you now want to position, you have to do it carefully because you might not get it right from the very first start. You just have to be careful with it until you get what you want properly. So if I want to change color, I can change color, and then this one can be image. Then I can copy this image, copy, come down here, paste. Is in there. It's pasted already. I can adjust it inside that frame. And then I can rename the frame. I can call this image. Yeah, I'm in my card one. And then the next thing I want to do inside that card one is I want to add a title. So the title will start from this bottom line here. I'll just call this title title. So that's title of 10 of px because it's title text, so it doesn't have to be 12. It can be maybe 16 or 15. So 16 is okay. So yeah, that's fair enough. I can say product title as a matter of fact. Product title. That's fair enough. So now the next thing I want to do from here is I want to type another text which is product description. I can say Lorem. Oh sorry. Let me turn on a plugin called Lorem Ipsum. But before then, I want to move this format. Then I'll type turn on my Lorem Ipsum plugin. Then I'll say I want Lorem Ipsum of how many? I want this to maybe font of 12 or 11. I'm not making bold, make it regular. I want Lorem Ipsum of 3 sentence. And it generates that for me exactly. And then I don't want it in capital case. I want it in this format. Then adjust it, then move it back to the wall, and then begin to cut it, or maybe reduce the font size first. That's very important to do. 10 px, and then begin to select it, and then I'll break it down. I'll break it down. I'll break it down, and then I can delete the rest. And then I will check the space between them 10 px. If that is fair enough, I can use it. If it is not, we'll adjust it. So I'll move this one. It's okay like that. 10 px, 10 px. So the next thing I can do now is to add a call to action. So I need to expand this a bit because I need to have a call to action button there. So I'll just call this buy now. Buy now. I'll make it bold, and after making it bold, I'll adjust it to this side, and then I will now create a frame on top of it. So now the frame here of CTA, working with the layer now, I'll then say CTA auto layout. Exactly. Now it's auto layout. Then I'll adjust the color, and then I'll begin to adjust the padding and margin. Padding and padding. The corner radius if I want. And that is that about that. So I can turn off this grid because I'm not done yet. These two needs to move forward. All of them needs to move forward. I'll select all of them rather the text. I'm select. See, I don't want to select from the artboard because it might be stressy selecting from the artboard. So I just come down to the layer, select call to action, hold shift and select to title. And then I will move them
Okay.
forward using my X axis. I don't want to move them like this. My end of the artboard is not. If I need to
Yeah.
have too many things, my end of the artboard is not. I use the X axis, move them forward. So going forward, when you have much project, when you have more projects in this artboard, you will have to work with this side. And then this, you have anything to select. You'll be working with
Yes.
the panel, and also
Yes.
this strike. So this to do. One beautiful thing is instead of but to select together, put it, I don't have I, 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 is six, six, zero,
Yes.
six, six, zero, everything. I want
Yes.
just I want to really that's what in of in
Yes.
space. You don't see okay. What exactly are you struggling
Can you see the way you are duplicating now? See all those um cards cards are writing different things, but because of the fact that they are groups, it is not naming them one after the other. Do you understand? As maybe rectangle for this frame for that. I don't know how to explain it.